Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a really practical, non-surgical solution for some common challenges in the bedroom: penis extender sleeves. We're going to cut through the noise, look at the top expert reviews for 2026, and help you figure out how they work and, more importantly, how to pick the right one. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about the intimacy challenge itself. Then, we'll introduce sleeves as a solution. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of how they work, how to get that perfect fit, and then, the main event, a side-by-side comparison of the best options for 2026. And we'll wrap up with what this is all really about: getting your confidence back. All right, first things first, let's talk about the intimacy challenge. It's so important to acknowledge that this is a common issue, and the great news is it's also a treatable one. So let's just be real for a second. The issue for a lot of guys comes down to erectile dysfunction, or ED, performance anxiety, or just having a tough time staying firm. If any of that rings a bell, believe me, you are a long, long way from being alone.
And just to show you how not alone you are, look at this number. Over 30 million men, just in the US, deal with some form of ED. So let's get one thing straight. This is a widespread medical thing, not some kind of personal failure.
So what can you do? Well, that brings us to a really interesting option. Let's explore a non-surgical approach: penis extender sleeves. Okay, so what are we actually talking about here? Simple. A penis extender sleeve is basically a hollow cover made from body-safe material. Its job is super straightforward: to give you immediate, temporary extra length and girth. It's designed as an adaptive aid to make penetration possible and more satisfying. And look, this isn't just wishful thinking. The science actually backs it up. A review in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that these kinds of devices can make it possible for men with even moderate to severe ED to have penetrative sex. That gives this whole concept some serious credibility right out of the gate. So you might be wondering, how do these things actually work? Well, the mechanics are surprisingly simple, but man, are they effective. A really good sleeve boils down to three key parts. First, you've got the hollow chamber inside, which is where you go. Second, there's some kind of anchoring system, like a loop or a harness, that keeps it securely in place. And third, and this is a big one, is the material itself. For the best ones, we're talking medical-grade silicone for safety, feel, and realism. Okay, so knowing how they're built is half the battle. Now for the other half: choosing your perfect fit. This is where we arm you with the info you need to find a quality sleeve that's right for you. You know, the material is a huge deal. On one hand, you have medical-grade silicone. It's non-porous, so it doesn't trap bacteria, it's hypoallergenic, and it's built to last. On the other hand, you've got cheaper stuff like TPE or jelly materials. Those can be porous, they break down faster, and they might even have nasty chemicals like phthalates in them. So yeah, when you pay more for a premium sleeve, you're really paying for safety. Now, getting the fit right is absolutely critical for it to work well and be comfortable. But don't worry, it's easy. First, measure your length from your pubic bone straight out to the tip. Second, measure your girth. That's the circumference at your thickest point. And here's the most important part: you have to match your numbers to the sleeve's internal size, not the outside. All right, now that you know what to look for and how to measure, let's get to the fun part. It's time for our 2026 expert comparisons. We're going to check out the top models you can get right now. This chart really lays it all out. Way over on the left, you've got the premium choice, the RX Sleeve Hermosa. Yeah, the price is up there, but it's designed like a medical device for serious ED support and realism. Then, on the other end, you've got budget options like Doc Johnson, which are great if you're just dipping your toes in. And in the middle, you see models that are all about specific features, like the Vixen for flexibility or the CalExotics for its unique harness. It's all about matching what you need with what you're ready to invest. But let's just focus on that gold standard for a sec. The RX Sleeve Hermosa is consistently at the top of reviews for a few big reasons. It uses true medical-grade platinum silicone, it has a patented harness that's actually comfortable, and the realism is just on another level. For guys dealing with serious ED, this is positioned as the real deal, an adaptive aid, not just some novelty toy. So, after all the talk about materials and prices and features, what's the real goal here? It's actually really simple: to get your confidence back. That is the #1 benefit of finding the right solution. And what does that actually look like? Well, it means beating that performance anxiety. It means being able to have full penetration even if ED is a factor. And, maybe most importantly, It lets you stop worrying about yourself and start focusing on your partner's pleasure. It's about bringing that physical intimacy and connection back into your life.
I think this quote from our research just nails it perfectly. Because when it comes to your confidence, nothing less than the best will do. It really drives home that this isn't just about buying a product, it's an investment in yourself and in your relationship.
So, what's the next step? To get more details and see the options, you can head over to rxsleeve.com. We've popped a QR code on the screen for you. And it's worth pointing out that their high-end products are compliant with important in vitro safety standards, which really says a lot about their quality. So the final question is, what could finding the right solution mean for you?